Number 14, a warrior cell is conflict, challenge perspective, compromise, and collaboration. I want you to think about the easiest sell you've ever made in your life. It's the person you talked to once, and they bought from you right away. And it was so easy, you almost couldn't believe it. Now, think about them as a client. From my years of experience in sales, the easiest sales become the most difficult clients. Now I want you to think about a more challenging sale you made. Maybe they had a ton of objections along the way. They were constantly making you force the compromise so you could meet in the middle. You had to challenge their perspective on something so they could see it differently. There was constant conflict. In my experience, those prospects who I warriored up to close became my absolute best clients. They became my most loyal clients who stayed with me for years. The entire reason for that is because I worked for the sale. It's because it wasn't a market sale, it was a warrior sale. It was like we went through this battle together and we came out the other side on the same team. And now we had this incredibly strong rapport. You don't grow your business year over year over year with market sales. You do it with warrior sales. A market sale is like the first example I gave. It's those easy sales that don't require any real selling. And sales warriors are not seduced by the market sell. They embrace productive conflict that brings resolution because we know that true resolution can't possibly happen without productive conflict. They're constantly challenging the prospect's perspective about something they believed to be true that held them back from buying. They force the compromise and get the prospect to see that there are no unicorn products or services. And they collaborate with their prospect all along the way to keep that steady rapport throughout the sale. Being a sales warrior is all about being proactive versus reactive. It's about deciding to take action versus letting the world decide for you. It's about seizing the opportunity in front of you. I love this quote from former President Harry Truman. People make history, not the other way around. You make your own history, and that doesn't happen by passively waiting for market sales to fall in your lap. It happens when you take the path of a sales warrior and make every sale a warrior sale.
Here we are, Jason, at number 14. A warrior sale has conflict, challenge perspective, compromise, and collaboration. And I love the example you gave of the very easy sale and now they cancel fast, because I can think of the fastest sale I ever made was also the fastest cancellation I ever had. But even having that experience, I never really put it together that it was important to have conflict and challenge perspective and compromise and collaboration. So I'm wondering here, if somebody is trying to purchase really fast. Okay, so this is also, we talked about emotional control earlier. So I have somebody, they want to buy right now. I've only had one conversation with them. I don't know a lot about them. We've had no conflict, no challenging perspective, no compromise, no collaboration. They love everything I have to say. They're ready to sign. Do I add in challenging perspective? Do I add in compromise? Do I add conflict, or do I take the check?
I know this is going to sound completely crazy what I'm about to say, and that is you absolutely do. You absolutely find a way to bring in some sort of conflict by in that case challenging perspective. Because conflict is they've got conflict with you. That's conflict is when they have an objection, when they say no to you, and then you handle that conflict and you work through it. Challenging perspective is when you get them to see things differently. So, for example, this would be a great opportunity to upsell them and to cross-sell them. So a customer, just says, "Look, I just want to buy exactly what you're offering here." Well, it's to figure out, what are they really trying to solve? What is the problem they're really trying to solve? What's the life improvement they're really trying to get? And then what you'd want to do is you'd want to challenge their perspective by showing them how if they paid a little bit more, they can get a little bit more value. Or if they added these additional services and then paid a little bit more, then again, that value would be there and they could get to that life improvement they want or that business improvement they want even sooner. And again, you got to trust me when I say this. There's so much research that proves that relationship will be more loyal and more profitable and more long-lasting when there is that challenge perspective, when there's that conflict, when you're taking them through that collaborative, compromising based relationship.
Well, I love that because it also changes our perspective when it comes to the challenging prospect. Because I know now when somebody's asking me a lot of questions, when I give them a list of references and they get all glowing references and they want more references to call, and then they want to talk to me again, and then they've gone to their mastermind group and come back with another list of questions. I know that's going to be a great client. And so now, when I'm going through and having another call and another call, I get excited about that now because I know this is somebody that's going to be really loyal. This is somebody I'm going to have a long-term relationship with. This is somebody that we're going to really grow and have a lot of success with. And so I think it's on both sides. It's how do we change when it's too easy, but also really revering and being appreciative when somebody is a difficult prospect.
Oh, you're 100% right. I mean, when they're calling because they were tasked to find sales training for their organization, and they immediately just say, "I want to sign up for this," and we take their money, they are not all in. Training is just something they're just checking off some sort of box. It's what their CEO told them to do, but they're not all in. That's not a cultural, strategic initiative for their organization. But on the flip side, when they are asking all those questions that you're talking about, and they are looking for references, and they are challenging constantly, and they're comparing to the competition that's out there, that means that they're all in. That means it's a strategic initiative for the organization, which means they're going to be a all-in customer, which is our absolute most favorite type of customer we have.